G'day folks, I'm going to have a look at glove glue. That's this stuff here. It's supposed to make your goalkeeper gloves stickier or sticky. You can use it on old gloves as well as new gloves. Now I've got last year's gloves which would normally be going to landfill by now, but I'm going to give it a try on there and see how it goes, and I might have a go on some newer gloves as well. Anyway, you don't want to be looking at my face. Let's have a look at some gloves. And before we get started, a little word of caution: if you're going to use this kind of product on your gloves, use it a couple of times at training or something like that before you spray it on your gloves and go into a game, because you want to know that you're happy with it before you actually go into competition. Firstly, I'm sure you saw the clean keeper on my desk when I was doing the intro. I've washed all the gloves except for the newest pair that I'm going to use to do this review. This is last season's gloves. They look a bit dirtier than the season before, which I still have. Talk about throwing stuff to landfill. I never throw anything away, so I guess that's why I'll be able to give this a good trial. This was actually the pair that got me through COVID, almost 2 seasons. We didn't do a lot of work because we weren't allowed to. The thumbs have taken a bit of a beating, as you can see, and there's not a lot of grip there, and that applies to both these pairs of gloves. Now I'll run a trial with both of these on separate training sessions to see how I go. I have a fairly new pair of gloves, but for the purpose of this exercise I'm going to use this brand new pair specifically for the test. First up though, I'll take them up and I'll bounce them off the rebounder a few times just to see what they feel like grip wise. It kind of breaks my heart adding glove glue to gloves that already have a fair bit of grip, a lot of grip actually, but to be fair, I've got to do it for the sake of this trial. These are last season's gloves. They don't have any grip at all, none whatsoever. So here we go. This is the oldest pair I've got, and I stopped using these towards the end of 2021, so they're quite old. However, they look fairly good, but they have no grip, just like the other pair. However, the skin isn't broken on these ones, unlike this pair, so I'll be interested to see how I go. Before I get started, I'd like to make it clear that these are my opinions and my observations, and I'm sure that if someone else did the same as I did, they may even get different results. So here is what I found when I did my trial on glove glue. To start with, I applied the glove glue, not expecting it to actually stay on the gloves for a full training session, but I was actually surprised. So I ended up spraying the gloves and using them actually over about 3 training sessions, and I found that the glove glue for what I was doing lasted for all 3 training sessions. Firstly, I used the glove glue on the brand new gloves, which aren't looking as brand new as they used to, but they still have a lot of grip on them now, and the glove glue has gone off them. I've used these for half a dozen times now. Now, with the glove glue on these new gloves, I found that it really gave probably the same amount of grip, but it felt different. It's a sticky grip that you get with glove glue, and it just feels different to these new gloves. Now to test that, I actually have another pair of gloves. These are AliExpress gloves, and they're pretty good as well. And I found that I'd come to the same conclusion. These gloves are only about, I've been using these for 4 or 5 months, and they're still in fairly good nick, and they still have a bit of grip, or a fair bit of grip. However, the Glove Glue would have brought these up to where they would have been when they were new. So that's what I found with the Glove Glue when you use them on fairly new gloves. My personal opinion of that would be that Glove Glue isn't absolutely necessary on new gloves unless you're an absolute perfectionist, because, as I say, on a pair of fairly high quality gloves, the grip doesn't really change, but it does feel differently. Next, I used the Glove Glue on these old gloves. Now the Glove Glue has worn off of these, however, it lasted really well on these ones. The skin's broken on these gloves, and it stayed on the gloves really well and lasted for the whole of the 3 training sessions. In fact, I'd even go to say that I could put these on now and even play a game in them, even though they're a bit really old and hacked, but they're still fairly serviceable. So my verdict on Glove Glue on these gloves, absolutely fantastic. And as I say, it brought the grip up to what I'd expect from a new pair of gloves. Really good. Would I use Glove Glue on older gloves like these ones that are over 12 months old? Absolutely. Next, or the last pair of gloves I tested, were the gloves that were, well, these are like 3-4 years old now, and same. It brought the grip up to what I would expect on a new pair of gloves. Would I use Glove Glue on old gloves? Absolutely. So I suppose the question is, does Glove Glue work? It sure does. Anyway, that's what I found with Glove Glue. So if you've made it this far, thanks for watching.